ThAt girl, an idea created on social media of a girl who has her life together, from aesthetic meals to peak fitness to reading for pleasure and having the perfect self-care routine. I've been seeing this trend go around where people become their ideal version of themselves, but also bash on the idea of this trend, calling it toxic for having set unrealistic standards for girls to achieve. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about the idea of that girl.
Hey friends, it's Skai, and today I'm making a video of how I try to get my life together-ish, as today's kids would say, being that person. Well, technically being that girl. It's never that guy though. It makes me feel that guys aren't supposed to have our lives together because we are guys. Just lazy, smelly, awkward and stupid species of humankind that don't wash our buttholes and just reapply deodorant every day. I actually tried to make this video 2 months ago about getting my life together and being that person, and I failed massively. Day 1. Half dead. Oh, this is so unrealistic. I just can't. This is bullshit. I'm so exhausted. Bukuni. Oh my god, cats on the table! Doll. So, to get this out of my way, I'll be addressing habits that help me personally as someone who doesn't meet the criteria to being that person. Because as much as this trend can be motivating and helpful, it can also be extremely toxic if you don't adjust it to your personal limits. If you're someone who's being comfortable with waking up every day at 5 AM and being productive constantly, always study, eat healthily every day, click off this video because I'm jealous of you, and I honestly don't need you pumping your ego over the fact that it's harder to maintain that life for people like me. No, I'm just kidding. If you manage to do that, good for you, honestly, and I am jealous of you, but I just can't keep up with it. So a few months ago, I was in a very different place as I am now, and even though I tried to feel good about myself, I just didn't. I felt like I had almost no control in my life. A lot of things were happening at the same time. I felt like that almost everyone in my life, or at least at school and stuff, were in a much better place than I was, with their dumb little lives when everything is just so superficial and so amazing and they don't question anything, while I'm questioning almost everything in my existential crisis with my brain working 200%. No, honestly, no offense to those people, but I just can't comprehend how some people have it so simple. I know that everyone is probably struggling behind the scenes. I know their dumb little lives, as I said, aren't, perfect, and they probably just look better than they are. But some people genuinely have it so easy, or at least easier, and honestly, good for them. But they just don't question anything, so they don't have to deal with a lot of, mental, spiritual stuff. I'm not gonna go into details about myself because I used to be such an oversharer, and I don't want to be hurt again by people that listen to my struggles for their entertainment. So the trick is, listen carefully. No matter how lost you feel, no matter how not accomplished you feel, never disrespect yourself, never bully yourself. When nothing in your life makes sense, don't punish yourself even more. Be gentle with yourself. I know it's easier to say than do, but try to be as gentle as you can. You have to believe that you will figure it out someday, step by step. Especially if you're like me, more of a free spirit that can't take a lot of worldly pressure at once. But when you focus on baby steps, you actually see a massive success. First thing I had to do was to fix my sleep schedule. And I'm sure you hear this in every single video of this kind. It's not an easy thing if you don't have a reason to wake up early. Hopefully you have a reason to wake up. Maybe you have a lot of responsibilities in the morning. I personally got a part-time job that gave me a bit of a push to get on track. Thank God I got it in a way I did, because previous ones were just ugh. At the moment, I'm very between things, so what I say might not apply to you, to your current situation, but maybe it helps you to feel more understood, since being that person requires an absolute perfection, which I do not advocate for because it's not realistic for me. And if you're not really familiar with that, being that girl or that guy term, it basically, there's this trend on TikTok and kind of on YouTube where a bunch of white skinny people, okay, that's kind of shady of me, but it's just a bunch of people having this really aesthetic life, really productive life, constantly doing a lot of things, and most of them have like really privileged life. When I see those vlogs, there's so many rich people, like, you know, that rich houses and everything is just so, you can just tell that they are rich and privileged as. But then again, they manage to achieve being that person and live that life, so good for them, honestly. When I fixed my horrible sleep schedule, my body didn't really feel too good. I was exhausted during the day, my eyes hurt, but I got used to it and I'm comfortable with waking up early. At previous jobs was like 4:30, which was super early. Now it's like 6 to 7, so that's a real blessing, honestly. And this also led me to have a better diet and better eating schedule. If you fall asleep at 5 a.m. and wake up in the 4 afternoon, your eating schedule will be an absolute shit as well. As I can be an absolute night owl and my brain will be working 200% and I would have the motivation to do everything I didn't do during the day at night. But even though I can't control that unless I'm forced to having a normal sleep schedule, it's bad for the body and brain. A lot of times in life, especially, you know, the summer when there are vacations or like a gap year or whatever, it was impossible for me to have a normal sleep schedule. So who cares about having one if you don't have to have it? Well, actually, it's kind of dangerous long term. It's bad for the body and brain. You become more prone to dementia, diabetes, coronary heart disease. Not fun. But you have to make sure to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. And if you want to take a nap during the day, do it. Your body needs it, otherwise it wouldn't send you the signals to do it. It's very frustrating to hear just eat healthily, eat intuitively, eat inside of certain hours. That's why good sleep schedule is really helpful. And it's very important to eat something in the morning and to drink water. And I know it's hard for some people. It's also hard for me nowadays when I'm so used to getting up in the morning and I'm like so used to having meals during the day. But I try to have at least something in the morning, even if it's just yogurt or like something liquid to get some calories in your system. And I eat so much better than I did before, yet I'm at the same weight as I was, well, maybe 1 or 2 kilos down. I actually managed to eat intuitively, which I know it can be very hard for some people. So what I do to make myself feel more put together is to just write down absolutely everything I eat, not in a way how many grams or how many calories, just food I eat. No matter if it's 3 or 6 or 10 or 2 meals a day. Well, it's never don't have 2 meals because your metabolism has to run, so it's better to have like kind of more meals. No matter if lunch is at 1 or 4 p.m. If you eat snacks or not, sugary foods or salad. I eat completely by intuition, but writing things down gives me the feeling that I have my shit together, which makes me actually motivated to actually have my shit together, to actually eat healthily. Because when I see, oh, I ate salad this and this day, I'm like, okay, I did it yesterday, why wouldn't I eat it today? And like this illusion really gives me the boost. This works for me personally, and I also use this strategy for other things as well. For example, I don't just write basic tasks down, like pay this bill or do this work, but sometimes I actually write down the most basic, simple, minimal things I do because it makes me feel more productive than I am. Sometimes you don't even feel like doing the bare minimum if you're too exhausted or, for example, too depressed, let's be real, to brush your teeth. But then you do it anyways. Honestly, just write it down. It will give you a bit of a boost, like, hey, I did something. Because your reward is so much more than your productivity, your status, your looks, which is kind of controversial because I talk about having an illusion to feel more productive, but honestly, it's not to measure your worth, it's like to feel better. So that's what's important. And on the other days, if you feel motivated to do more things, honestly, just do it. For me personally, is maybe filming YouTube videos, scripting them, editing them, just doing the basics around the house, vacuuming it, tidying the room, doing laundry, etc. Going for long walks. And once your space is cleaner and more presentable, you will automatically feel better and you will see other things you have to do. The fact that I'm making this video and it's so different than when people make those types of videos. Like they make so super aesthetic vlogs and like everything is so perfect and I'm like just here trying to be realistic, and it just shows how much pressure society gives you. I just feel like, oh, I barely meet the criteria. Why am I making this video? But I think I'm more realistic than those people. And I also love going for walks, like 2-hour long walks, listening to the music, feeling like a main character. If you don't have time or if you don't feel like it, just try to kind of incorporate walking in your everyday life. For example, if you want to take a bus or go by car somewhere that's relatively near, you can just walk to it and kind of incorporate those steps. And it's honestly so amazing that you incorporate exercise in your life. Don't roll your eyes. Not necessarily to look better, or even if it's to look better, like that's nothing wrong with that. But I do it and I want to do it more and more just to be more aware of my body. But if you struggle with this, I definitely did and am, just start with something like really simple and basic as stretching for 1 minute a day. It's honestly good for a beginning and then you incorporate more and more. And on days that you don't feel like doing more, just do the minimum because it's better than nothing. I just don't understand how some people manage to have it all together. And it makes me just like question, what if people who make those aesthetic vlogs just have that one day of being like that, or just film the perfect moments and put it together and make it look like they have an amazing lifestyle? I don't know, honestly. That's why I'm not filming this as a vlog, because I honestly don't feel like making those perfect videos. But if motivates people who do that, that's amazing. And also the exercises, just like write it down if it helps you to, feel better. But I don't recommend do all of that when you're sick, because your body just needs to rest, and it's better to just rest when you need to rest. And I should actually be resting right now, and I'm making a video, so that's kind of hypocritical because I'm sick. I don't look sick though, but I have like a ring light, so being transparent with you, even this scene is not as effortless as it looks like. I'm rambling so much. Since I don't struggle with acne anymore, I like to do a minimal skincare, just cold water and sunscreen, applied in upward motions to feel more lifted, changing my sheets or at least pillow sheets quite often. And don't forget to listen to your favorite songs that make you feel better, and reduce your screen time. Turn on the warm light mode and look in the distance every now and then so you don't torture your eyes. And honestly, just like stop watching other people live so much, seeing those perfect videos, just being on Instagram watching stories, because you're basically just watching other people live. I used to be kind of addicted on social media, and I was hiding in that internet world, just constantly seeing other people live, and at that time I lost myself so much. And it's like, bro, start living your life, even if it's not as glamorous and whatever. Just don't let other people on social media make you feel like shit. I talk about this in a video, how social media and idolization ruined me a few years ago, so check that video out. Stop watching other people have fun, start making your own memories. If you're like addicted to social media and can't make time for other things, try to like not just stop being on Instagram or on TikTok, but find a replacement, because if you're kind of addicted to something, it can't be just stopped. Like you have to find some replacement that might be better for you. For example, instead of scrolling on TikTok, just, I don't know, watch a movie, watch my YouTube videos, bitch. Expand your attention span and try to be as present in the moment as you can, because if you obsess over the past or over the future, it's not gonna be any better. Like your future self will look at your past self and will be thinking, wow, I was just thinking about the future and here's the future and I did nothing to improve it, and I was just like obsessing with it. Like, yeah, you have to look in the future to kind of get overall life like sculpted, but not in a way you forgot to be present in the moment. Stay hydrated, take a nap, phone a friend, like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell notification if you want to. Yeah, so this was pretty like friendly, chill video, I guess. Skai loves you. Bye bye. Okay. Yeah. Someone is walking to me and wants to kill me, so I kind of have to go. Jdeme lol. Passantku. Sam pačtet za mano. Za furo. Si te nobeno vidu.
Okay.
Dej. Dej. Stop! No! No!